Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to make a San Francisco 49ers inspired spiral. You want to start by turning your shirt inside out and then smoothing it, and then give it a little pinch where you want the center of your spiral to be, and then spiral it up. I like to use this microwave lid cover plate thingy. I just don't know what to call it because it's a microwave cover, but it doesn't cover the microwave. So anyways, I was in one of the Facebook groups yesterday, and Monica Scherbaum called it a splatter guard, and I love that. So I'm going to be calling this a splatter guard, and it goes in the microwave, but I'm going to change the label down in the description box. So when you're looking for it, if you want to buy it, it's going to be called a splatter guard, and it's going to take you to Amazon. When it's time to remove the hemostat, you need to hold down the center of the spiral. If you don't, you're just going to pull it all up right through that hole in the splatter guard. Continue working on the rest of the spiral, and then when you have it the way you like it, it's time to secure it. I prefer to use rubber bands. You could also use kite string, it's just a matter of preference. I really love these rubber bands. They rinse off really well for reusing, and I got them off of Amazon, and I do have a link for them down below in the description box, along with everything else that I use for tie-dye. So don't forget to check that out. It makes it a lot easier to go shopping. So as I'm securing the shirt, I try to make a nice tight spiral. I grab those tails and I tuck them into the nearest rubber band. I don't like to have the loose tails if I can help it. And then I try to have the rubber bands intersect in the center of the spiral, but that doesn't always work out. So I take a washable marker and I mark out my pattern. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I always try to have the tag at the top of the table, and I can decide which color do I want closest to the face. In this case, I want my oxblood red to be up there because I think it's going to be a nice color versus having, let's say, white. That's just a matter of preference. You can have the tag wherever you want. This is just how I do it. Now it's time for the fun part. We get to add the dye. So this particular project has a white piece of pie, meaning a white stripe. And to help keep that stripe white, I'm using thickened water. And the recipe for that is 1/4 teaspoon sodium alginate to 1 cup of water. And I do have a tutorial on how to make thick water, so go ahead and check that out. Don't you just love my new Queen Elizabeth gloves? They're just so ridiculous. I'm using thickened raven black for this project, and I do have a tutorial on how to make thickened dye. The recipe for making thickened raven black is 1 cup of water, 1/4 teaspoon of sodium alginate, and 8 teaspoons of raven black dye. The oxblood red and the amber waves are just regular strength dye. There is no thickener. Once you have all the dye on the top side, you want to flip it over and do the same exact thing on the back side. And I like to sometimes use a rack to help flip it over. That way I can just set it down without getting, dye all over the other side. Yeah, it does create extra work because now I have to wash the other rack, but I'd much rather wash the rack than have dye in my white. You want to poke the tip of your little needle bottle down inside the pleats. You want to make sure that you have great saturation. And I really do like these little needle tip bottles. I just don't like filling them up. They're such a pain in the neck. But I actually tried something different this time, and I should make a tutorial on it. But I used my silicone measuring cup and I pinched it really tight, and I was able to actually just pour the dye right into the needle tip bottles, and it didn't even make a mess. So I might just start using these little bottles more often because they really do make a good precision dyeing. This bottle is an 8-ounce bottle that I got from Dharma, and I really do like these bottles. I just got them and they're nice and flexible, so it doesn't require much to squeeze, and so your hand doesn't get tired. I wish I would have known about these bottles and bought them right out of the gate instead of getting the 16-ounce size, because the 8-ounce is just the right amount of dye to mix. Anything more than that, unless you're making a ton of shirts, the dye is going to go to waste. So I do recommend the 8-ounce bottle if you're just starting out. It's a good place to start. Once you have it all dyed the way you want to cover it and batch it for 24 hours. It's been 24 hours and now it's time for the rinse out. You want to start by using cold water to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the fibers, and then gradually increase the water up to hot. Now I'm trying to protect this white space, so that's why I do that. You want to get that soda ash out of there so the other colors don't redeposit onto the white. And then you want to rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. From here I take it to the washing machine and I do a hot water cycle. I do a second hot water cycle using Synthropol, which is now called Kirillon because Synthropol has been discontinued. And then I do a third hot water cycle using Millsoft. And Millsoft brings softness back into the fabric after the dyeing process. Then I put it in the dryer and we'll come back and we'll see the results. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our San Francisco 49ers inspired spiral, and I think it turned out really good. I like the color combination. I think the amber waves represents the gold really well, and the oxblood red is, the maroon in the uniform, and then the black and the white. I love the microwave lid cover. It really does make great spirals. I don't have the patience to do the pleated spirals, and this is the closest way that I can come to that, and it's quick, it's easy, and things turn out great. So I really do recommend it. And overall, I'm super pleased with this shirt. So what do you guys think? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave a thumbs up and click the bell and set it to all to get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.